Hello, everybody.
Hi,
Hi.
happy
It's fun.
Friday.
Happy Friday. It's Fun Facts Friday time. How are
And
you
I'm excited.
today? Yes, Friday the 13th. We're going to talk about that a little bit today, too. How are you today, Sissy?
I'm good, little sissy. How you doing?
I'm good. I feel like I'm Wakanda today. Got my little Afro puff going. Got the Afrocentric earrings. You see, I got the
Look,
virtual background in the woods. Wakanda forever. Got the grass. I'm in the field. I'm in Wakanda today.
yeah, you there. You there. Doing like in the Lion King. Whoa.
Oh, Sabina. Oh, that's a different movie though.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right.
Oh man. But yes, like you said, today is Friday,
So how was your
November
week?
13th. It was good. We had that day off Wednesday in the middle of the week. It sort of threw me off, but because it felt like it was Friday already, and then we had to go back to work, but felt like we should have had another day for the weekend. And so, yeah, yesterday felt like a Monday, but now I'm glad it's Friday. Now we really do have 2 days off for real. Yep.
Right. So yeah, so being off on Wednesday, we want to, um, say thank you real quick to our veterans. Thank you for my freedom and thank you for your service.
Yes.
So yeah, want to put that out there since it didn't fall on Fun Fact Friday. We still got to recognize.
Yes, and that's for all branches. If you've previously served in the military, any of the military branches, thank you for your service. And that was why we celebrate Veterans Day, to recognize those who have served in our US military. Yep.
Exactly.
So today is Friday, November 13th. A lot of people, hear that, oh, it's Friday the 13th. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. There are some other things that happened today. And today is also National Indian Pudding Day. It is World Kindness Day. And I don't know what National Indian Pudding Day is. I looked it up. And hold on, let's see. National Indian Pudding Day. It says the Indian in Indian pudding refers to Native American cornmeal. It's something that's from the colonial states, the eastern states. It says the original pudding was likely just cornmeal, milk, and molasses. It was steamed or boiled for a very long time. And that's how they made the pudding. It sounds similar to like a bread pudding, and that's sort of how it looked. It says the finished product looks very shiny and brown and has a custard-like consistency. So I've never.
It almost sounds like grits.
Yeah. I guess it could sound like grits. It didn't look like grits.
Oh, you have a picture?
Like my burnt
I have to
grits.
try to find another picture. But it reminded me of bread pudding is the picture. It said it's not really a pleasant looking pudding. And I don't know if I would really want to eat it too much. Hold on, I'm gonna show you a picture of it. For Indian pudding. Have you ever heard of Indian pudding? This was the first time I heard of Indian pudding.
No, but we're Fun Fact Friday crew. So there's an Indian restaurant that's right here. So guess what? We can go check it out and then come back and give an update. How about that?
And I wonder if they sell Indian pudding there though. Because one thing that they said was Indian pudding is from like the eastern states, northeastern states. So I'm gonna show, here's a picture. Here's Indian pudding. So see how it looks like a bread pudding.
Ah.
Oh yeah.
This one has raisins in it.
Does.
And like a custard consistency, it said. Yeah.
Well, so I love custard, so
I don't really like bread pudding, so I don't know if I would like Indian pudding too much.
Have a recipe?
Yeah, I'm sure we can find a recipe. You know, Wilson go try to make it. They said it's good served with ice cream.
Well, Wilson got some Indian somewhere deep down in her blood. So yeah.
I'll try it out.
You go try it out? Okay.
I'll try it. Yeah, I want to try that.
Today is also World Kindness Day. And I have here, there are 7 ways to make kindness the norm in your daily life. This is something that I think these are actually some things that we could try to do every day, and just to bring a smile to people, some kindness to people. Number 1, it says send an uplifting text to a friend or family member. Sometimes you can just say hi. Just say, you send a text somebody. Just say hi.
Text them.
Yeah, and that in itself could bring some kindness to their day. Sissy, can you read through the list?
So you already did number 1. So number 2, let that guy that merges into the traffic wave at him with a smile. So instead of giving them, the little flying fingers, wave and give them a smile and say, go right ahead. Include intentional moments of kindness, laughter, and delight in your daily routine. So, just speak to someone, just kind of smile and laugh, and just go about your day being a delight to everyone as best you can. Go slightly outside of your comfort zone at least once a day to make someone smile. We all work with some people. They say, I'm not a morning person, or I'm not an afternoon person. So they always have a scowl on their face. So that could be something for that person that's an introvert to kind of come out of your own comfort zone from time to time, at least once a day. And then share a compliment with a friend or a coworker. Sometimes that coworker or that friend just need to know that I got your back and you're doing a good job,
But one thing though, when we share
whatever you did.
One thing though, when we share a compliment, we want to make sure we're being honest with the compliment. Sometimes you may tell somebody a compliment just to try to make them feel good. Be truthful, because people could tell when you just saying something, be like, okay, yeah, you didn't really mean that.
But yeah, so I guess everybody's not like me. I try to be sincere with my compliments and everything.
That's what I'm saying.
If it's jacked up, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be like, sissy, that's no.
Right.
No. Or either you do that well, but for the most part, you try. Number 6, reach out to a family member you haven't spoken to in a while. I had family members call me last night and I hadn't spoken to them since Saturday. And I was like, wow, it's been almost a whole week since we talked. Wow. So it kind of, I was feeling kind of down. But when they called and said, hey, I haven't heard from you, I was like, you haven't? Wow. So after that, it kind of uplifted me. It made me smile. But then it made me remember that there's other family members that I needed to reach out to as well.
And that's something how you said that was only a week, and how this is a while. A while could be depending on how often you normally talk to that person, because a week could seem like a long time. I know for me, not talking to somebody in a week could seem like a long time, but for other people, they may go months and then finally think, wait, I haven't talked to that person in half the year,
Right. Well, I felt the same way, and it wasn't even a full week yet, but I feel like I have missed so much with just that one little phone call.
Right.
In just those few days. So yeah, you need to reach out and, and I have family members that I need to reach out to. And I was just thinking about them. I was like, man, I haven't talked to them in a couple of weeks, and we both have gone on trips and haven't did anything. Finally, number 7, it says treat someone to a cup of coffee. You know, it could be a friend, a stranger, or even yourself. You know, I'm always trying to treat myself to make myself feel good. But I'm always giving someone, if they don't have coffee, I always say, you know what, I got a K-cup. You want a K-cup? You know, here, take a K-cup, you know, have some sugar, have something to go along with it. So sometimes that'll make someone smile, or just to let them know, hey, have you eaten? Here's a little snack, you know, whatever, you know.
And Sissy, I'm going through some of the comments on Facebook, and I just want to comment. So just because today is World Kindness Day, someone asked, does that mean today's the only day we have to be kind? Please don't make this the only day that you're kind. Maybe be a little extra kind today, but we should make, like this says all about, make kindness the norm. If you start doing some of these things, we're not saying you have to do all these every day, but if you just do something, it will become your norm. Please be kind, because some people might think that today's the only day that they could be kind to people, but
no,
we want to encourage you.
Right, but number 3 and number 4, they said pretty much add it into your daily routine.
Right. Make it a
just try adding it. You know, sometimes you're being kind and you don't even realize it. So just, you know, add it in. And then for those ones that's going, you know, slightly out of their comfort zone, it says pretty much make an effort at least once a day to make someone smile. And make an effort, at least try, you know, not just today.
Yeah, but the more you do it, the more it will become a part of your norm.
Okay.
So start it.
Another thing I like about this list is that there is only one thing on here that would actually cost money. Sometimes we think that being kind to people or to make someone smile or to show care, we have to spend money. But there's only one thing on here that would require you to spend extra money, and that's the treating someone to a cup of coffee. Everything else we can do. And do you know they say that doing a smile uses less muscles than if you frown?
Yeah. Yes. But even that cup of coffee doesn't really have to cost you anything. Like I said, I have K-cups.
That's true.
I have some instant coffee. But you get that bougie person that said, oh, I don't want that. Take me to Starbucks or something.
Or they get mad because you didn't bring the creamer too.
Well, yeah. But it's okay. It's okay. At least we know we're being kind.
Right.
So maybe by us being kind, it'll start wearing off on someone that's less kinder.
So another thing of today is it is Friday the 13th.
Right. Friday the 13th. I used to think about Friday the 13th and be wondering why people had such a problem with Friday the 13th. Until one time something happened that was devastating to me on Friday the 13th. The police broke into our house. And it was on Friday the 13th. Your house is surrounded by cops. The policemen are all at your house. I think they broke in. I thought he was playing a joke on me till I left and went by the house and saw that they really had done it, but they had found the wrong house. So now when Friday the 13th comes up, I do think about Friday the 13th, but I'm not like some people where it's a word for people who are terrified by Fridays or the number 13. They're known to be bad luck. And there's a word for that. I don't know if you guys see that word. I wrote it out, but I can't pronounce it. So look it up. That'd be something for you to look up. What's the word for fear of Fridays and the number 13? And find that word because I can't pronounce it. I'm looking for it. But it brought to mind different superstitions and things that people have fear of. And the other day I was driving down the street and this little black cat ran into the middle of the street, and then he stopped like right in front of my car. And so I swerved over a little bit trying to miss it, and it ran over to where I was trying to swerve. And so then I went back the other way, and then I thought about it. I said, what is it about the black cat? And I couldn't remember what it was because I don't follow that too much. You remember, Sissy or Erica? You?
I always just knew they said they have a bad rap, and here's some information that says that because they are avoided any day of the year.
I thought it was one way it was bringing you good luck, and the other way is bringing you bad luck.
It says if it's a common superstition that a black cat crossing your path is bad luck. There's also, and that's all that on what we looked up is where it mentions about them bringing bad luck if they cross your path. And then, but there's other things that they say can bring bad luck in different countries.
Right. But somewhere I had heard one way or the other, which depended on the direction it was traveling. But that's one of the big superstitions.
I have heard, I have heard that if they cross you on this side is bad luck. If they cross you that side is, yeah, who's going to pay attention to that? Who's really paying attention to
thinking?
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot to remember.
Right.
And then some of the other superstitions I looked at, trimming your nails at night. There's a superstition of if you trim your nails or your fingernails or your toenails after dark, that that's in Turkey, India, and South Korea. And one of the Japanese superstitions says that it could cause premature death if you trim your nails.
I'm glad we're in the United States because I just trimmed my nails last night. I'm glad we're not in those countries and that we don't believe in I don't believe in superstitions because wow. So I wonder if some of these superstitions, though, I think we've talked about before about how what we speak can make you start feeling a certain way, where if some of these superstitions, if people hear them and like hear about that trimming nails, and then they just start believing that, you can sometimes cause things to happen to you just because you're believing and acting.
Good luck to you, or make it more sure. Come up with stuff and other people just follow them on and on and on.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So with your black cats, right here it says in Germany, some believe that black cats crossing a person's path from right to left is a bad omen, but from left to right, the cat is granting favorable times.
Oh, okay. So I got favorable times. He was going from left to right.
Okay.
And he wouldn't stop. He wouldn't stop. I tried to get him to turn around. He wouldn't. He just kept on going forward.
Oh, wow. Well, that's good. At least he didn't turn around and go back the other way.
Right.
So now I got to sit there and figure out which way is it coming. So I'm going to turn and go this way. I'm going to turn and go that way.
Right.
And then every time I knock on wood, I'm going to look at him, well, maybe we should just put a cross on it because that's more solid for me. I will knock on wood if that's what it symbolizes.
Now, you know what? Did you guys,
and then
did somebody say whistling already?
Go ahead.
Did anyone
No, I was just looking at that one.
And I know someone who really does not like whistling, but they say, I thought they didn't like it because it hurts their ears. But they do say that whistling indoors or at the sun are ill-advised in Russian and Norwegian superstitions. They say that whistling indoors supposedly leads to financial problems in Russia. And in Norway, whistling at the sun supposedly causes rain.
Oh, wow. Really? Somebody must have been whistling at the sun today.
I was just about to say. It sure is raining out here in Northern California.
Right. Yeah. One last one I thought was interesting. Sitting on the edge of the table, on the corner of a table.
Sitting at the corner. Okay.
sitting at the corner of a table.
And what's that one?
And it also says that sitting at the corner of the table is bad luck. The unlucky diner will allegedly never get married.
Well, I'm gonna never sit at the corner table.
No, don't sit. Go to the
Stay
middle.
off
sis.
them
Go to
colors,
the
girl.
middle.
Sit in the middle.
Yeah,
in the
push
middle.
for the middle seat. Push for
As
that
a
middle
matter of
seat.
fact, just sit in the chair. Just
Right.
sit
I'm
in
not
the
even gonna
chair.
sit at the table.
Don't even lean up against it.
No. Wow. But it says some say the bad luck only hangs around for 7 years, like that broken mirror. So after 7 years, it should be ready. If you don't sit at the corner again.
Wow.
Maybe every time you sit at the corner, it adds 7. I don't know.
So Wilson,
Yes.
you've given us all of these 7. You talked about the black cats. You talked about the knock on the wood.
Right.
We've talked about this one word that I see here, chicken neck.
Right. There you go.
So in the end, that stuff in the back, black cats crossing left, right, left, right, left, or whatever, that can happen every day. So what's the big deal about not Black Friday,
Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th? Because these things can happen any day.
Right. But the Friday the 13th is another thing that is a superstition and is supposed to lead to bad luck, but it only comes twice a year. That's the most you would have a problem with Friday the 13th. So the number 13 is supposed to be bad luck. And they had this long story about the Greek myths, and there was 12 of them that were invited, but the 13th one came, and when he came, all he did was cause havoc. So whenever 13 got there, it was bad. And then they also said about the Last Supper, it was 12 disciples plus Jesus, that was 13. And one of them, was
betraying
Judas,
Jesus, right?
who turned on him. He betrayed Jesus. So that's bad luck for the 13. So whenever you got to the number 13, one of them was going to be the evil one.
Oh, okay.
So
it's something
interesting
going to happen.
Like the sixes.
The who?
Like
the six.
Like the sixes.
When you have the 666, how you have the numbers and the 666 being the mark of the beast. How whenever you see that number.
Oh, 666.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So some people believe him.
So far.
Yeah, some people believe him, some people don't. To me, I forgot, like I didn't think about it being Friday the 13th because today was actually my anniversary at work. So I had something good to think about. I have had some negative things have happened on specifically November 13th. And so, but then when I think about, my, I lost my grandmother November 13th. My very first car that I purchased on November 13th. And then now I started this current job, November 13th. So it's funny. November 13th seems to be a day of remembrance for me. A lot of things have happened on November 13th. So,
okay.
Yep. So we did talk about.
But it's also a day of kindness too. So
it is a day of kindness. We gonna turn it happy. We're gonna turn it happy. See, and that's why Day of Kindness works out today, to make people smile so that they can forget about the bad things that they might have been expecting to happen on the 13th. So I think you talked about a bird, but that's one of our main topics for today. We're going to talk about birds and bees. And now, when you first
about the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees and the moon up above,
I'm going to assume
and
that
a thing called love.
Now, is that a real song?
That's a real song. That is a real song.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
yes, it is.
It's a real song.
One of our Facebook followers said that they were blessed with their son on October 13th. So the number 13 is not always a bad number. You know? Yeah.
That's good.
So the birds. Now, when we put out this topic I'm curious to know how many of you guys, when we said today's topic was going to be birds and bees, did you automatically think of the birds and the bees? Or did you think of birds and bees and flowers and trees? I'm curious. We have some Facebook followers. I'm curious to see, what were you thinking? So to cover briefly the topic of the birds and the bees, that term is an idiom. We talked about idioms before. It is a metaphor, a metaphorical story to explain what happens when a man and a woman create a child. And the bees are used because because the bees carry and deposit pollen into flowers. Most people watching this show are adults over 18, so I don't think I need to go into detail. You can figure out the rest of it. So the bees are the metaphor for carrying and depositing pollen, pollen into flowers. And the birds are because the female birds lay the eggs. So that is how that whole term of let's have the talk or talk about the birds and the bees came from, because it's used to describe what happens when you reach that point of life. But that is not what we are talking about on our show today. We are going to actually discuss some facts and share some facts on birds and share some facts on bees. So we're going to start with birds. And the information I found on the birds comes from kpbs.org. If you aren't familiar with that, that's the PBS channel that used to have Sesame Street. When you think of bird and what defines a bird, what's the first thing that may come to mind when you think of, oh, that's a bird?
Wings and flying.
Okay. Feathers. I think of feathers. Like if it has feathers, it must be a bird. Well, do you know that all birds can't fly? There are some birds that cannot fly, and they are called the ratites, R-A-T-I-T-E-S. And that is the actual term or classification for the birds who cannot fly. And some of those are the ostrich, the emu, the rhea, R-H-E-A, kiwi, and cassowary. The penguin can't fly either, but it wasn't listed in this group. And that was the first one I thought of when I was like, all birds don't fly. I thought of the penguin, but it wasn't in this group. So penguins might be in a different classification, but they don't fly either. They do have wings, which we would think, oh, they're a bird, they have wings, but they don't fly either.
No, but they're too short.
Because their legs are too short. Well, this group, these don't fly, the ostrich, emu, ray, kiwi, and cassowary. They're excellent walkers and runners, but they are too heavy to fly. So aside from being too short to fly, they're heavy to fly, too heavy to fly. The largest bird in the world is in this group, and it is, can you guess what one's the largest bird in the world?
Well, originally I
out
thought
of that
it was
group.
Out of that which group?
The ostrich, the emu, the rhea, the kiwi, and the cassowary. What one of those is the largest bird in the world?
Well, I would think it would be the ostrich.
Ding, 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 ding. It is the ostrich. It says the ostrich can get to be about 9 feet tall and can often weigh over 300 pounds. I do not want to come across an ostrich.
Hey, that's a person and a half.
Right. That might be a couple people. 300 pounds. That's a big linebacker coming, and they run fast. They can reach speeds of over 40 miles an hour. So imagine you make an ostrich mad and they come running, charging at you. It's going to be running fast. It's going to be 9 feet tall and 300 pounds. Just boom. That's a big linebacker. That's that's too big. No wonder they can't fly though. Could you imagine? Imagine walking in the park and you just look up and you see big 300-pound creature flying over you. That's too big to fly.
Yeah, that's way too big.
Right. So if you know me, you know I like to fly on an airplane. Not, I can't fly for real, but on an airplane. Have you ever been on an airplane and wondered how high can a bird fly? Well, guess what?
So
This is this is Fun Facts Friday, and we wanted to look that up and find that fact for you on how
Right.
high can a bird fly. The highest flight height in the United States is the Ruppel's Vulture, can fly up to 37,100 feet.
So you could possibly see one when you're in an airplane.
Yes, because you hear
Yeah.
we've reached 30,000 feet in the air.
Right.
So yes, you possibly could see a vulture while you're on the plane. A vulture
Wow.
and also a common crane can fly up to 33,000 feet. Now, this was an interesting fact. The lowest flying bird on this chart is the white stork, which can only fly 16,000 feet. And I thought that was interesting because that's probably why they say the stork drops the baby. Because because it flies lower, so the stork is low enough to drop the baby. Because could you imagine? Could you imagine them telling you they're dropping the baby from 30,000 feet?
Wow.
That would be.
But sissy,
Even 16,000 is too high.
16,000 is still high.
Right.
But to be a bird is low enough that it makes better sense than say 37,000.
So we don't have to think about that white stork dropping off the baby again.
Right. You gotta make sure you're ready to catch it because that could be dangerous.
Exactly.
Yeah. So let me see.
So we're gonna have to leave that stork out of the birds and the bees story.
Yeah, don't tell about the stork because that might scare somebody thinking we dropping babies out the clouds at 16,000 feet. So another question, how fast can a bird fly? Just a guess, how fast? And if you're watching on Facebook, I want you to just comment in below. What do you think is the fastest miles per hour that a bird can fly in the United States? Now, I'm going to give you guys a minute to do that and give you guys the slowest speed of a bird is the Anna's hummingbird, and its max speed is only 35 miles per hour. Now, hummingbird,
you know
why? Because it's so little.
And well, they're so busy running around humming, they have to stop it.
And you see their wings fluttering real fast, so you would think they would fly fast.
Right.
But the hummingbird is the slowest.
Fast and they go.
Their wings fluttering real fast, so you would think they would fly fast.
Right.
But the hummingbird is the slowest.
Uh-oh.
I don't know what happened. I hear myself talking. I hear myself talking back.
I hear us talking.
That probably was my Facebook came on.
Oh, okay. So if that's the slowest at a maximum of 35 miles per hour.
And that's still pretty fast.
For a bird, yeah, and for a little bird. So we got one guess. Someone guessed 200 miles per hour. You're almost there. The white-throated needletail, I've never heard of that bird before today. The white-throated needletail has a max speed of 105 miles per hour. Now that right there is definitely faster than a car. Well, if you're driving close to the speed limit, 105 miles per hour. And then right under that one is the golden eagle, who has an average speed of 28 to 32 miles per hour, but their maximum speed is 80 miles per hour. So birds could go, I guess you could say a lot of birds can go close to the speed of a car. You definitely can't walk faster than a bird if the slowest one is 35 miles per hour.
Right.
But look at this with the ostrich. The ostrich, even though it doesn't fly, it can run or walk up to 40 miles per hour.
So it could run or walk still faster than a bird
hummingbird
can
fly.
Yep. That's neat.
I tell you something about creation.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something about the human creation. If an ostrich is coming after me and it's coming that fast, I know that I can go and hop and climb up a tree real fast because he can't fly up there.
Oh man. So okay, so
yeah, that's funny.
I do have one, and it wasn't on the list that I looked up on that website, but there is another one that is a falcon, and it is a peregrine falcon, and it does say that the maximum speed for that falcon is 240 miles per hour. So falcons can go faster, and that just it wasn't on the list that I'd looked up, but on here it does say the peregrine falcon, thank you Facebook, the peregrine falcon can fly at a maximum speed of 240 miles per hour. So that one right there, that is probably one of the fastest birds.
So that's the speed of sound. So we don't even know it passes us.
So falcons can you said so we don't even hear it going. Have you? I don't know. Have you? I haven't heard any birds going because they usually don't get that close to me to be able to hear them flying.
Well, except for the hummingbird.
Yeah, but see, that's because it's going so slow. So those are our birds. So now we're going to share some facts on bees before we get out of here for tonight. And this comes from savvygardening.com. There are over 20,000 bee species in the world, and there are about only 4,000 of them in North America. And we're going to give just a couple of the largest and smallest, and we might revisit and give some more information on different types of bees, because there are a lot of different types of bees. Reasons why bees are used, are not used, but good purposes for bees. You don't want to always kill them, just like you don't want to kill all bugs and insects, because there's a reason for them to be here. So the smallest bee is called the sweat bee. I don't know if it's sweat bee or sweet bee, because it was SWEAT, sweat bee. And then the largest bee is called the carpenter bee. And I remember being little, you see a yellow jacket, you're like, oh, it's a yellow jacket. This is a bee, it's going to sting me. Do you know the yellow jackets are not actually bees? Yellow jackets are wasps. They're not bees. But I remember being little, you see a yellow jacket with the yellow black stripes. You used to be scared to think, oh, it's a yellow jacket. Yep. And you always be scared of bees, thinking they're going to sting you. But most bees are not trying to sting you unless they get squished or stepped on. Those are usually the wasps that will sting more than the bees. And the yellow jackets, again, are wasps. They are not bees. So like I said, that's just a quick overview on bees, but we're going to have to do another show to go a little more in depth on information on different bees and why, like you said, creation is something, because there's so many different, so many different species of animals and bugs, and each one serves its own purpose. Each one has a reason. Purpose.
And in each state, there's different type of bees and animals in different states that we don't even have, here in California.
Right. Yeah. So I want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. And we will be back next Friday at 6:30 p.m. We're here every Friday, 6:30. Join us on Zoom. You could join and follow our Facebook page find us at Fun Facts Friday 100. You can email us at funfactsfriday100@gmail.com with any ideas, questions, anything you would like us to look up facts about, any suggestions. If you have a business or something that you would like to share on a show, email us at funfactsfriday100@gmail.com. You can remember it because we share fun facts on Friday and we keep it 100. We will see you next Friday. Catch Sissy in the chat on Sundays. You can find her www.wofccfairfield.com. And we will see you again later.
Hey, and keep it kind this week. Keep it kind.
Stay kind.
All week.
All week. Do something kind.
Listen to Wilson. Wilson said all week.
Deuces.
See ya.
Yes.